Art from around the world has depicted many topics. In the two pieces that I am discussing today, the topic is of the lower class worker. The first piece that I will talk about is The Cupboard by Émile Bernard. It is a richly, beautifully decorated cupboard from the 19th century, depicting a bunch of young women picking flowers and apples in a kind of paradise. The smooth lines and formerly bright colors of this piece really come together to help show just how tranquil, beautiful, and peaceful it is there. It is a large cupboard and has many panels depicting these scenes. It was made by Émile Bernard, who is mostly known for paintings and writings, but in this piece wanted to take art back to its original root of being a craft, something that is required in the house, but also made beautiful. And for this piece, he looked into Breton mythology, particularly that of the Breton Eden, where everything is beautiful and there is plenty. The colors that are now dull were formerly bright whites, greens, blues, and reds, and they would have given this a very, very colorful and upbeat tone. The artist went to school in France, but eventually was kicked out of his school because his work was showing expressive tendencies in his paintings. Where after which he would tour Brittany on foot, and this would inspire him with visions of the landscape and the people living there to make this cupboard. The next artwork I'm going over today is The Flower Vendor by Diego Rivera. This artwork also depicts a young person gathering plants. However, it's a much darker, more grim scene, as the people, this is part of a series of his works, the people's faces are either totally non-viewable or heavily obscured to the point where you cannot get a sense of identity from them. They are not what matters in this painting. What matters is the flowers, the lilies, which were often picked and sold to rich people. It shows a dominance of the wealthy class over the workers of the land. Even though the flowers themselves are beautiful, they are being gathered in these massive bundles which are heavy and difficult to move. And the stark contrast of the lights and darks really paint a kind of grim picture of this artwork. Diego Rivera is a very large name in the art community, and he has many works to his name. He initially studied in Mexico, but eventually moved to Spain and then Europe, France specifically, for his studies, where he allegedly, by his own journal, engaged in cannibalism. Which may have given a little bit of a dark edge to some of his works. Death was constantly following him around, so the lilies that the people are picking and gathering in this art are also a common funeral flower. They were often used and put on graves. So while these people are collecting, bundles of life, these flowers, they are collecting them for the purposes of the dead, and the rich who could afford to adorn their dead's graves with these flowers, while the people who pick them probably could not.